Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fiscus Friday. Today is December 24th, 2021. We'll keep this somewhat short. I am under the weather. Those can kind of hear the voice. And obviously, everyone has full of family and life and everything going on today and this weekend. And so we want to absolutely keep our consistency, make sure that we do have a Fiscus Friday. But we'll keep it short and wish everyone such an absolute fantastic weekend, a fantastic season. And as we round the corner, will be a fantastic new year as well. Although we will have a Fiscus Friday next week, also on the 31st. So just in updating from what's happened last week, one of the biggest developments is obviously Suhail has been active this week, active in really going over architecture as far as smart contracts, refining elements of that. He's working on a video introduction with some of his thoughts. He absolutely is in full agreement on that Q1 launch. So that's a great thing for sure. One of the biggest named elements of this week that I'm excited to say here for the first time, and there'll be a formal press release this next week, is our partnership with Chainlink. We have accepted their proposal, been fully accepted, signed off on, and we're really looking forward to several of the elements that they have. Obviously, we utilize them for the randomization, for price feeds, and then they're keepers on Avalanche as well, which we're very much looking forward to. There's some elements there as they tie in with our NFTs and payments of such from rewards and rebases that are going to be amazing. And so we're very excited about that and excited to be working directly with Chainlink. When it comes to projects, I've asked all the project owners to basically provide a video of an introduction for them to the community so everybody can see them. Obviously, this week it's been a little bit problematic given that it is Christmas week and the traveling that everyone is doing, but we will have those. Also, they will be doing scheduled Q&As inside of the Discords. And this is something that we are mandating for all projects. We have an additional 7 projects that have been submitted and are in later stages. And so once those get the approval, obviously we'll make those known and they'll be in the pipeline of receiving overviews and videos and scheduled Q&As. Regarding NFTs, any questions on those, feel free to send those questions to the community admins, also Donnie and myself as well, always. Thank you everyone for the great supportive DMs over the last week as we, end this year on a very positive note. A few questions also that were in the ask the AMA questions. One of which here, again, the first one was any sale going on at this time. Obviously, the second chance NFT is currently what's happening right now. So again, feel free to DM admins for eligibility there. A great question here from Jackie Baby about how do the revenues from the projects get into the treasury? Will they be bond by MEM or USDC? And will this happen before launch? The purchase from 5 mil token, for example, from Crash Site, when will they buy in directly after launch or after the first pump and dump, etc.? We want as many as possible of these projects, especially these initial projects. They have to have their capital in wallets, readily known, readily seen by the community pre-launch, so that everybody knows and it's not a guessing game, right? The whole point of having several of these projects, excuse me, and having several of these projects before launch and structuring them is so that the treasury has a phenomenal balance at launch. And so in order to do that, those funds have to be there pre-launch. That's just the way that it's been structured and the way that it's been intended from the very beginning on those. Now, after that, obviously additional projects will be coming to the table and functioning under the core Fiscus setup, where they come to the table, we provide their set aside. They have to pay our ROI out of their initial funding, and that goes directly into the Treasury. Separately, they also will be required to bond Fisc. And again, that gives us an additional benefit to the Treasury, and those tokens are tokens that they would keep. So looking at an example, look at CrashSide at 12 million, that is the fee that Fisc receives, and the 5 million is the Fisc purchase that they will do as part of the overall structure. At times, there could be various projects that have certain regulatory aspects internal to the project itself. There's some projects that have NGOs attached, some projects that have different agencies attached to it, where holding of the Fisc token is not allowed, basically. And so in those situations, they'll just be paying the straight fee. And so again, that's kind of the thought. I think early in the week there was even a question that revolved around that. Another question there was, will the revenue for the NFT holders be paid in Fisc or in a stable? Right now, the way that it's structured is via stable, so that whenever, again, this is future projects that have revenue that Fisc receives and that the NFT holders would receive. So at that point, it needs to be a mechanism, and this is why it's set up as stables. One, to give someone that's involved in Fiscus some access to stables. Two, we know that long term, the issuance of Fiscus, could be somewhat limited, whereas stables, and specifically in increasing the ability to have stables on AVAX, is going to benefit AVAX, and therefore it's going to benefit us as well. And so again, the thought now is stables. Could be changed via governance. We are a DAO. And so again, maybe that's modifiable in the future, and individuals that have the NFTs have a choice whether they would like Fisc or a stable. That's something that has been talked about, something I even talked to Suhail about as well. So we'll get some more thoughts on that. If the community wants to weigh in on that, feel free to DM your thoughts. Maybe we'll create kind of a channel that gets into some of those NFT thoughts. Obviously, there's the new channels. Those that have not seen those, please feel free to see what the admins and the team have done. We are getting into the deep end on structured and project finance, and I think that's one of the things that I know myself am most excited about, the community really seeing all of that. Lastly, it's my hope that everybody has a relaxing, rejuvenating, inspiring, next few days. Oftentimes, I know I speak for myself, and I think maybe I speak for everyone, that it's that perspective that comes from pause that really can lead to innovation. And so hopefully this is that time and that season for everyone. So feel free to DM, feel free to reach out. We'll have continual updates on obviously on the projects, on everything on chain. There are several going through the process. It's a little bit slow being at the end of the year, that are going through the process of background checks and doxing and kind of semi-forensic analysis a little bit, so that we know that we have strong individuals and strong projects that are a part of Fiscus. So looking forward to it, and we'll see everyone next week. Thank you, and God bless.